Let's see. We are down to 1 minute and 8 seconds. I don't want to like cut it, but
Yeah.
I'm pulling up Skype now. I'm thinking we can try to go into Skype,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. Well, let me go ahead and stop the recording now. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tony Hadnot, aka the Nocturnist, and I'm here with my bro,
And folk, and we are.
Super Hadnot Bros, and we are a podcast about nothing because a conversation about nothing is a conversation about any and everything. Um, so just for people who are tuning in, we have been on this computer trying to fight it because our normal streaming platform is bugging right now, and so we had to resort to Zoom to do this episode of the podcast this week.
Yeah, man. Shit happens.
Shit happens. That's how it goes, man. But yeah, man, what's been up?
Nothing, man. Just a couple of days chilling and whatnot, getting ready for the work week. Digging the fro, bro.
Yeah, funny story behind that. So I haven't had a pick in like probably at least a year,
Okay.
maybe. And so you know how they have those combs that are like a multiple comb in one, where it's like the regular comb and then on the
You got the
end you have
rat
just
tail, you got the big forks, you got all
no,
the
no,
small.
no. It don't have a rat tail, so it's like where the rat tail is supposed to be. There's a pick, but it's only
Oh,
like
okay.
three. It's only
Yeah.
like three spikes. That's what I've been relying on, and it hadn't been giving me what I want. So I
Yeah.
finally went and bought me a pick yesterday.
Those don't do the job.
Yeah, only reason it took me so long is because I was lazy. Just never
Happen.
went to the store to go get a pick. So I
Yeah.
finally went and got one, and I was like, man, you know what? I was watching the Martin reunion
Yeah.
on TV last night, and they showed the episode where they showed a clip from the episode where Snoop was on, and Snoop
Okay.
had this big old like Jackson 5 afro or whatever in the
That's
episode. And
when
I was like,
he was first starting and whatnot.
yeah, it was early in his career. And so when I saw that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rock my fro like that tomorrow. So I twisted it up last night, picked it out. So it's like fro, like
Yeah, I got
fro.
mine tucked in.
Yeah. So
It's starting to get too much though, man. I'm getting to a point where I really can't keep tucking it in, man. I can't wear hats and shit like that. Let's go get to that point.
yeah. If you want to wear hats with this much hair, you're gonna definitely have to buy bigger hats. And
Yeah.
it's just too much hassle.
That's why I'm waiting till I get to that point where I don't have to wear it. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is.
I mean, until you twist it. When you twist it, you can wear whatever you want. Like I
Right.
wear beanies. Sometimes I can wear a beanie over the fro. Like if I wear a bandana or something to kind of tie it down
Yeah.
and lay it back, I can now I look like an alien because my head will like the hat will be it'll look like my head will look like
It'd
a
be
light
shake
bulb.
funny.
Yeah, but I could get it in a hoodie if I want to. But yeah. So you was telling me about this
Yeah. So
thing.
before we get into it, so basically it's like you've played video games where there's a customization on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can make your character whatever, height, weight, the way they look, everything.
Right.
So what if somebody told you you can have what you deem as the perfect child? You can create how they look, skin tone, eye color, strength, intelligence, all of this stuff, right? You get all the attributes you want. You get from 0 to 100 on everything you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out of 10. What are you going to make those attributes?
I'm about to go NBA Live. I'm about to go NBA Live 99 on that joint.
Everything 99, right?
All 90. All 99.
Everything is 100% 99.
All 99, yeah.
No, because it's funny. I remember. I know you don't really like playing Madden and whatnot, but I remember when we was younger and we got Madden and you customized your quarterback.
I know what you're talking about.
You made this dude the tallest quarterback ever.
He was the biggest quarterback
of all time. And I think it was the first play. He broke his neck
His neck
Broke
got
his neck.
snapped.
It was like they wasn't even like he heard he gonna come back in the series. He broke his neck. He was
His neck got snapped.
yeah. I didn't
I
even think that was
remember
possible in the game, but he broke his neck and he was done.
that.
That was the funniest
Yeah.
shit I've ever seen. But
That was game day 99. I remember that.
it was one of, but before Madden and what, well, they still
Yeah.
had Madden and
Well,
shit,
it
but
was
yeah.
when PlayStation was trying to compete.
Right,
Or whatever company it was, I want to say it was like a PlayStation company trying to compete with EA Sports.
right.
And it came out with Game Day.
But that shit was hilarious. But
Yeah.
anyway, so the biggest thing is it's a company that's telling people that you don't need a woman to create life anymore.
Or does a woman need a man?
Either way,
Right.
and I'm just talking about the birthing process.
Mm-hmm.
You're still gonna need an egg, sperm,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't need to put it in a human's body.
Right.
So you can get this incubators, and it's from a company called Ectolife.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to I am Courtney Michelle because I saw it on her network, and she had a big discussion about it, and that's what brought it to my attention. So shout out to her.
Okay.
You get this artificial womb, right? But the way they show it, the concept, it looks exactly like the Matrix. Got these pods, and
Mm-hmm.
they all lined up, and they all stacked up, rows of them, rows of them. They're claiming that at some point, these facilities that they are creating, you should be able to produce up to 30,000 babies a year in this facility.
Wow.
Yeah. And, it seems like it would be like a good thing. And, for women who are unable to carry, and it's, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have a surrogate, you can put the baby in this incubator.
Right.
But we all know they got people who just want to use this shit just because they can create the perfect child, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to just be like, hey, take this egg, take this sperm, make us a baby. This is our child. Our DNA and whatnot, and this thing just grows. It helps the birthing of the baby and helps them develop and all this other stuff. And then you just have this baby that is as natural as it would have been any other way.
Mm-hmm.
But this is supposed to prevent all kind of shit. Like they don't get sick. If you got hereditary diseases and shit in your family, watch that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
You could do so much, and it's an odd thing. So they like while the baby is developing inside of this thing, there's a 360 camera inside of it, so where you can put on the VR shit, and you will see what the baby is seeing, like the environment, which is weird. There's speakers inside this thing to where it plays music, it teaches them different languages. You can talk and it'll understand your voice so y'all can have that bullshit connection.
Mm-hmm.
There's a artificial umbilical cord that they treat the nutrients that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Big tank, and it just shoots it to the baby whenever. And but it's not natural. None of it is natural. So that's where the shit starts to come into play. Like, what the hell is going on here? Because none of that shit's natural.
Mm-hmm.
So this one tank they have sends the nutrients through the fake umbilical cord,
Mm-hmm.
and when the baby releases, pretty much shit, peas, whatever, it goes into another tank, and then that tank recycles it and makes it
Mm-hmm.
into a new product to give to the baby again. So it's basically just
Like
eating,
it's right. Just going
and
on.
doing everything going over and over.
Yeah,
My
'cause
whole, huh?
no, go ahead, go ahead.
But the biggest thing I have with it is the emotional attachment that the mother and the child is gonna have. That shit's lost.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically they saying, hey, we just take a couple of your eggs and you can go on about your business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can come visit the lab whenever you want to or whatever. But for extra fee, we can put a pod in your house and you just do your thing and watch the baby grow in the thing. You know how weird that would be?
That'd be different. That'd be very different.
Bro,
Um,
what if you got other kids already and somebody knocked the thing over and it break?
well, that'd be an expensive. Whew, that'd be an expensive mistake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I already know at this point with this, if no, okay. Well, before I even go that deep into it, is this something that's purely conceptual right now, or is this something that's actually happening now?
So
The
it's
reason
been in
I,
development for over 50 years.
yeah,
So at this point, for them to be able to even just give this type of information, the creator of the thing said it's available. You can do it.
you just
It's
gotta,
but it's not ethical right now. It's like
yeah.
they have to get a way to get everybody to be okay with it.
I was about to say because I was just gonna say, well, that's kind of comparing it to like the whole cloning thing. Because you remember, which to me almost sounds like
Well,
that's what they're leading
they
up
did
to.
it with that lamb.
I was about to say the cloning with, well, that was the big thing when they cloned that sheep back in the '90s. It was a big deal because they were like, I forget exactly what the reasons were, but it was like a big ethics thing going on as to
Yeah,
like why people or why anything should be cloned. Um, but to me, that's what it sounds like is a step towards is cloning. Because if you can sit here and say that I want to create the perfect baby,
yes.
what if I was just like, okay, well, just recreate me, like make it me all of like,
You
let's
can.
say, let's say if it was like Jeff Bezos, right, the fucking
Right.
one of the richest people in the world that owns Amazon. Um, What if he's like, well, shit, I want my legacy to go on, and I don't want people to forget who the fuck I am. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go buy this $6 billion baby, but I'm gonna just like my same level of intelligence, my same work ethic, all these different things, all these different traits, and just like go on for like another however old he would be by the time he passes. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
So
the problem with that is because they saying that they can do it for sure, they can do it. But because they experiment so much, they can start doing it at an accelerated speed. So eventually, you can just clone yourself, basically.
I mean, but do I would I want to do that?
No, that's the whole. No, nobody wants to do
I
that.
don't think I would want to do that. Like that would be
No.
weird. That would be just a little weird. But that wasn't the craziest thought I just had as you were telling me this. The craziest the craziest thought that I had when you were telling me this was like Hitler probably wouldn't have been so bent on world domination if this existed in his time.
Yeah, because he could have made them all like you can change their skin tone. So
Yeah,
you
that's
know
what I'm
how
saying.
they got some of these ignorant people that be like, I don't want no dark skin baby. That's why
Yeah.
I don't mess with black women because I don't want no dark baby. I gotta have a light skin, this and that. Now they don't have to worry about it. They just like, give me a light skinned baby with green eyes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But you can change the eye, hair, skin tone, eye color, hair color, strength. You can determine their strength, their height, and intelligence. You can do all of that shit. So, bro, you basically you're gonna create super soldiers.
Hey, eventually, that's what it sounded like to me. You can create super soldiers that can go out and go do some crazy shit. We'll, we'll be walking around and seeing some Dragon Ball Z motherfuckers flying around and shit.
Well, just think about it. If you're having a baby natural, all the
Hmm.
nutrients that the baby is getting, you know what they're getting because it's coming from the mother.
Right.
You don't know what they putting in them jugs.
Right. Yeah, no, they probably put
You
some
don't know
kind of
what's in there.
super protein that we don't know about or some shit.
Bro, they doing compound V
I don't even know what that is.
off of the boys. That's how they made the superheroes off of the boys.
Oh, I ain't
They
never seen
compound
that. So
V.
I gotta go back and watch it. But
But just they do it at birth. People volunteer their babies to try compound V, and sometimes it takes, sometimes it don't.
yeah,
And some of the kids who actually get powers, they don't always get the best powers. So you know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're gonna get. So
right.
like, why would you even want to take this chance? That seems like a weird thing. Like, what was that on that was on Rick and Morty when they created the clones, right? And
Hmm.
they had them doing stuff that they didn't feel like doing.
Oh, you talking about the sleeping, the night family?
No, no. I think
No,
where they actually made the clones. And then they melted away just randomly.
the clones. What season was that off of?
Oh shit, one of the maybe two.
The clone? What clones?
I think it was on Rick and Morty. He made it. Oh no, no. Family Guy. My
Oh, you
bad.
talking about when it was Stewie made
Yeah,
Brian and
he made bitch Stewie and
Bitch
bitch
Stewie.
Brian. Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. But you remember how like they were able to function and whatnot, and then eventually just time just flew and they melted. Who knows if that's gonna happen?
It could. I mean, I'd use a clone for that reason. That'd be kind of fucked up. But to do some shit that I don't want to do,
Well, for
like
how
if it,
long?
I mean, okay, I would say take that concept and then mix it with Mr. Meeseeks.
Okay,
Perform a task,
and then
perform a
disappear.
task that I don't want to do, complete the task, and then vanish. That it'd be fucked up. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
From an
it
ethical
would.
standpoint, it's kind of fucked up. But seriously, like really think about it. Let's say there was just this one mundane task that you just like dread, like, I don't want to fucking do it. Like, I don't know. I'll just say you cleaning the toilet for an example. Nobody likes fucking cleaning the toilet. I do it because I know it has to be done.
Has to be done.
But do I like to do it? No. If I could get a clone to go fucking clean the toilet for me without no complaints, with no nothing,
And
just
as
be
soon as
like,
that toilet is spotless, gone.
yeah. And it's just like, hey, I got to do this task and then I'm gone. I kind of would like that shit.
Yeah. But see, that's why we shouldn't do this type of shit because people take advantage of this shit and do wrong with it, bro.
Well, I mean, but okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Just hear me out.
Okay.
Isn't that kind of like what technology in general does
It
anyway?
makes life easier. I get it. Get it.
I
But
mean, and if we're going to talk about America, there was one moment in time where people did something to be lazy,
yeah,
like the Atlantic slave trade,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
transatlantic slave trade. But
But
um,
what happened to people saying like childbirth was so beautiful and this and that or whatever? This is no longer a thing now
yeah,
because
no,
they
I
tell
get that.
women that you don't have to go through the pain and the possibility of having a miscarriage and having a C-section. You can keep your body. You can do all this other stuff. So it makes it more appealing to them. But
Yeah,
then I don't think they would have a connection with their
I,
child.
I get no, I 100% get that. To be honest with you, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
Like I'm with it. Like I don't think that should be a thing, to be honest. And especially like in this day and age, because like even millennials, I hate associating myself as a millennial because I
we
for the
in there,
longest thought I wasn't,
in
but I
there
am.
though.
But millennials on up, like on down, on back, like younger people, for one, they already got the mindset of like less people want to have kids now.
Yeah, they selfish
Like
as hell.
like a lot of people don't want to have children anymore. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like that's already kind of decreasing us as a species. Now, granted, I don't know if that's how it is worldwide, but I know for sure here in
It's
America,
it's pretty much spreading everywhere. The way they
yeah. But
selfish enough to where they don't want to have children.
but something like that, yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of emotional attachments lost. That makes us a little bit more primitive because I mean, if you think about like a like a shark, right? When a
Yeah,
shark gives birth,
the shark, that baby got to go.
that baby got to survive at that point because even then, if that mama shark is hungry and those babies are in the way, she gonna
They
be like,
gone.
shit, nigga, you lunch.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's how it would be in this aspect. It's like, okay, well, now you're not carry because you didn't carry the baby, you don't really have, like you said, you don't really have the attachment there
right.
to kind of create that bond because you're not physically bonded. You're just like sitting there growing. You're growing this baby like a fucking plant. So you're
Yeah,
gonna treat it as such. Yeah, you may raise it and do all this other stuff, but if it's already got the intelligence, there's no need to help it with his homework. So there's no bonding there. If it has emotional intelligence and knows how to handle the situation, you can't use your wisdom to instill in that
no,
kid.
because
So
they
it's just
already
like
know.
yeah, you don't have anything to pass down to them. It's just like you just fucking raise them, and like you raise them like from the very minimal, like the basic way you can do it, which is
I
basically
feel
feed
like they
them.
go start. It's like women to start treating babies like they would if they were, you know, 4 and 5 years old when they have their baby dolls and shit like that. It's a toy at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like you do the like with it being a human, it's like you do the basics, right? You feed it,
Yeah,
give it somewhere to sleep, and that's pretty much it.
yeah.
Other than that, it's gonna if it's already gonna be smart. I mean, how can you teach it how to talk? It's gonna automatically start talking after a while. It's gonna start doing all these different things after a while. So yeah, it's it's weird. Now, like I said, I get it in a lot of cases where people can't have children.
Right.
they're gonna have that emotional attachment because like that's something that they've longed for. But for those who
Right.
just
But
like
then and they would spend the time. Like that's what I'm saying. The way they have it set up, this factory it's just a factory. And so they said you can visit whenever you want to, but I doubt if it'll be in a location where you can just pull up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna
right,
have to take trips and you got to do all this other shit, or you can pay the extra money
right.
grab to have this baby in the house to where you can monitor. They have it to where you can do a time for what you call that shit where they speed up the time and whatnot.
Time lapse.
Yeah, time lapse to where you can look at it and say you haven't checked on the baby in a couple of weeks or whatever. You can do the time lapse and see the growth like through there. Um, it's just a lot of weird things to where it's like they say as soon as the baby is ready, like the oven is done, yeah, it drains the fluid out of it, opens up, and then baby.
But then the other thing is, I said it earlier, is decreasing. It really decreases. It decreases the human population.
Yes.
And because I feel like, okay, well, if these people are out here doing all this stuff with these kids, like growing these kids, giving them all this stuff to make them super creatures or whatever you want to call them, like for us natural humans,
But see, that's the whole thing. How would we describe them? Because so what they're saying is when the baby is done, they force in the maternity and paternity test. They force it on you or whatever because they want you to know, hey, this is yours. Because it's in a factory. You can easily get mixed up and get the wrong baby. You know what I'm saying? So they take your DNA
can
to
you
make sure
imagine?
it's yours.
Can you imagine that process? You get the wrong baby, you gotta take it back.
Yeah, hey, this one ain't mine. This one
Do you
ain't
have
mine.
a Do you have a receipt?
Nah, no take backsies.
Yeah. Nah, that's definitely all sales final right there.
Yeah,
Like you ain't getting your money back on no baby.
but what I think about the stuff like, what if you picked all of these random ass attributes that you just deemed your kid should have, and this and that? Like, people have these silly ass dreams and be like, my kid need to be this. They humans. They just gonna do what the hell they do. Like it is what it is. But what if you pick all these weird ass attributes that just you think they need to have these weird colored eyes and all this other shit,
It's
and when you go to pick up this baby, it's not what you expected. Like, what do you
it's
what do you do?
but then I also think about like if everybody wants this perfect idea of a child,
Yes,
right? Everybody's gonna start having these babies. The world is eventually gonna get to a point where it becomes very bland, and life will be just literally that. Like there would be no dynamic. You know what I
no,
mean? Everything is gonna be. I don't. Have you ever read? I know we read this book in school. I can't remember what year it was, but it was a book called Brave New World.
yeah,
And okay, so you know the story where it was like one nation, everybody
yes,
was doing the same thing. They kept taking a soma to
to
be
keep
relaxed.
everybody the same.
Yeah, and had all they did basically was just have sex and be pleasurable, and everybody was in like pure bliss. But it was
Yeah,
just so, which sounds cool, right? To people who may not necessarily know, but it's like pulling the wool over your eyes,
yeah,
right? Like you're doing all this other stuff, not realizing that no, we can be different and dynamic. I feel like if people would do that with these babies, and this is crackpot theory, by the way. Um, if people are having all these babies, that's eventually what the world will become. So like there would be no difference between people, which is
no,
what makes the world go around the way it goes now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Because
like
everybody, like I said, that's why I asked, what would you do if you had the options to put them attributes to the max? Everybody's gonna put them to the max.
everybody gonna
So
go
what we're gonna
99.
have, we're gonna have Steph Curry's running around, LeBron James is running around. Everybody gonna have a Beyonce. Like what are we gonna do now?
Yep, it changes the dynamic, everything. And I'm glad you said that about like Steph Curry and LeBron James. That's actually a perfect example because
Yeah,
if we're going to talk about like the game of basketball, and mind you, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm no big sports guy, but I do understand the fundamentals. And I know like, okay, you got guys like LeBron, who's a well, what position LeBron play?
he plays all five.
He plays all five, but he's what mainly like a guard or a forward because
Yeah,
he's a
guard.
big dude.
Yeah, he's
He's a
huge.
big dude. But my point is that, like, okay, like before Steph Curry and them got in the game and stuff like that, everybody played their position, right?
Yes,
Guards played on the inside, tried to not on the inside, they played on the outside and tried to work their way to get the ball inside, right? You had the forwards who were a little bit more inside to try to, stop the other guy from scoring or whatever, or they'll play like their little part. And
right.
of course, the
And
center
you
is
had
right
your
there at
big
the
man.
goal.
You
He
had
was
your
right
big
there
man.
at the goal, right? He was guaranteed to get the ball in the hoop if he got it in his hand. Um, they were talking about like how the bigger guys now are starting to play more on the outside than on the inside because
Yes,
everybody's all about playing behind that 3-point line.
yes.
Before like when Steph Curry got in the game and so on and so forth. Like that's the same. It's the same thing. If everybody can do everything, it leaves no room for like nothing.
Anything. Yeah, nothing. There's no
you
room for
know?
nothing because everybody's gonna want to create that which they think is perfect. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Everybody, every woman would have a Beyonce. If they wanted a girl, they would have a Beyonce.
You know what I blame? The internet. It's the devil.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
Well, but truly,
Hell
truly,
yeah.
and this is even hypocritical of me saying this, but like seriously, the internet has made it so easy for people to do literally any and everything. I don't have to be a rapper, right? I'm not a rapper. I can't spit, I can't flow, I can't freestyle, I can't do nothing. I play around with beats here and there, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Like I'm not a musician, but if I took the time and I decided to go online and just learn even the basic fundamentals of
Yes.
any of the stuff, I could go get the programs for free, download that shit, put some shit together, put it on the internet, and take the world by storm if I really
Right.
wanted to.
Right.
With no skill, no talent, no time
You know, there's
invested.
an app now for people who can't sing, right?
Hell yeah, it's called AutoTune.
No, no, no. It's something like that, but the way they do it is different now.
Mhm.
Basically, if you can slightly hold a note, it'll change everything the way you
Yeah,
sing.
yeah,
It'll match your pitch, it'll match everything. But it won't be strictly auto tune, to where you kind of have that
yeah.
that digitized
Yeah,
voice.
it's more of a pitch control.
Yeah, just that's it. And so you could just download this app and sing your ass off if you want to.
Yeah, but see, that even makes it hard for people because everybody's becoming so financially whatever now. Like, I think that's also the reason why inflation is so high. Is
Yeah,
because everybody's making so much money and because it's so easy to make money. All of us working class people, we're having a hard time trying to keep up.
telling
You
y'all,
know what
man, y'all
I'm
need to watch Dr. Seuss, man. Watch Sneetches. It'll tell you all about all of
saying?
this stuff.
Are you serious? This meeting gonna end in 10 minutes? Oh, this is whack. How do I have to? I gotta. This thing tells me I gotta end in 10 minutes.
I see that.
I don't know what else to do. Oh well, I guess we can record again. Maybe. I don't know, string them shits together. Or we can try to get back on Streamyard and put this on there. But
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
yeah, we'll figure it out. We ain't done talking by any
Nah,
means.
but yeah. So I was thinking about it like this. So, like I asked, will we call them natural humans or something else? And if that's the case, will we deem them as like how the world seen X-Men, right? Like,
Yeah.
will be like we'd be the normies and they'll be whatever? Like, are we gonna start separating ourselves from people who were born naturally and people who were in an incubator? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and would they look at us different and be like, "Nigga, you don't even have powers. Nigga, you ain't tall. This and that." Because everybody want a man to be over 6 foot. The percentage
Right.
of men that's 6 foot and above is like really low and
Hmm.
whatnot. So that's kind of a rare thing. But now, if you can create it, every dude that you have, you're gonna have a 7 foot tall baby.
I compare it to like vegetables, and granted, I know the truth about vegetables in the grocery store,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, I'm just using this as a
Oh, of course.
example.
Because if you grow them outside, it's totally different.
Yeah, but yeah, I would think of it that way, like organic versus processed, right? I mean, I know organic fruit really ain't organic because if it was really organic at the grocery store, it wouldn't last more than 2 days.
Right.
But ideally, that's the gist of it: is that you have the vegetables that you grow in the ground that you take the time, you don't put no preservatives, no hormones, no whatever they use to grow this stuff in the labs, right? It's not grown in the lab. It's grown on a farm, sunlight, water, you know, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
And time. As opposed to like going to a lab and you take these seeds and you add all these different things and give it a perfect color and the
Right.
perfect size and everything almost looks the same. Like that's how I would think it is. You have organic people and then you have lab people, which of
Get
course
it,
lab
but how would society take it for people who actually just sticking to the traditional look? We're giving this vaginal birth, coming
yeah.
you coming straight out of there, or you get cut open. Either way, you still
It'll
coming out of that
be
woman.
it'll be just another reason for people to fight about something to be
That's what.
politically
Yeah, I feel
correct.
like that'll be another divide and whatnot. In, um, I would imagine if they coming out of a lab, they're gonna be stamped with something, so people will know.
Yeah. I mean, and lab babies ain't nothing new. Test tube babies been around forever.
I get it,
But
but
this is
I'm
a
just saying,
whole
like, I feel
different.
like they would have a code or something to where I feel like if you paid the money for this stuff, you use their equipment, they basically own your baby.
Yeah, yeah. There's gonna be more to it than just like growing the kid. Like you're
Right.
gonna come, you gotta say you're gonna come with a receipt, some sort of timestamp, some sort of a way to identify. And that's another thing. That's another thing is keeping track.
Keeping track. How the
Big
thing
Brother,
doing?
Big Brother can't keep like Big Brother do watch us through our cell phones, through our
Yeah.
computers, through the ATM machines, all that stuff. But Big Brother can't really control us. Well,
Right.
Big Brother can control you if you're growing you in the lab. So
That's
that's the
why I
other
say we
thing.
don't know what they putting in these tubes, bro. We don't know what they putting in there.
But people, and this is not defending it, but people love convenience, and that's where the selling point's gonna be. If you
Right. And
can't,
that's why with the millennials and whatnot, it's like if you told a millennial right now, they already selfish. They always want to do what they want to do and just have fun, right? So if you
yeah,
tell them, hey, you can have a baby because you want one. So here, let me just take that egg out of here and you can continue to party. Have your good ass, live your best life. Don't worry
right,
about nothing. Just have a good time. And in a couple of months, you got a baby.
right, right, right,
Painless,
right,
you don't have to worry about nothing. They gonna do it.
right, right. I don't know, man. It's a weird thing, but I remember you was telling me about it the other day, and so I tried to go look it up myself, but I ended
Yeah.
up caught up on something else, which is the same thing, but they were talking about like growing lambs. I guess lambs must have been the testing
The lamb was the
concept.
testing. This was part of the video that they put up. The lambs were
Oh, so
part of
they did. Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
So
I saw that.
they now it wasn't because there was complications or anything. They just wanted to see if they can do it. So
Yeah,
once they inseminated the lamb, they made this bag, cut the lamb open, take the fetus out, put it in the bag, just let it go from there. And you can watch it. You can see through the thing. The thing is just in there, just growing and whatnot, and eating and shit, and you know.
but you know what? Here's the thing, and I mean that's not it's not gonna stop you from like having sex or whatever, but like you gotta wear rubbers like all the time if you want to like not get a girl pregnant and have a baby this kind of way.
No,
Like when
you
you get
don't.
married. Well, what I'm saying is when you get married, you want to settle down and stuff like I'm talking about. I'm thinking about like that situation,
Yeah,
right? But people who just want to take their relationship serious,
you're right.
like you want to prevent yourself from having a baby. Well, first and foremost, I thought the rules were like if you want to like have if you want to have your body not able to be able to reproduce, you would have already had to have had children. Like if you're a guy, you can't really have a vasectomy until after you even had a couple kids or at least one.
Right.
With women, you can't have what is it, a hysterectomy?
Yes.
Okay, you can't have a hysterectomy until after you've given birth,
But they don't even
unless
recommend a hysterectomy until like unless you're having real complications. They would just
yeah,
they would cut and you know what I'm saying? Cut your cords, tie them, burn them, do all of that good shit before they do a whole hysterectomy.
yeah,
When we had the kids, had Cam at 18.
hmm
So we was like, okay, cool. We don't want no more kids. It is what it is. But when we live together, got that in-house, shit happens.
yeah,
So Casey comes. So now we got a boy and a girl. It's like,
hmm
okay, cool. We done. Get to the hospital after Casey was born. She actually brought it up to the doctor and was like, hey, I want to tie my tubes.
you're
And
right.
they was like, nah, man, y'all young. y'all not married. What if, something don't work out and you get married to somebody and you want to get them kids and this and that, and you won't be able to do so, this and that. So they told us she couldn't do it unless we had 3 kids before 21. That's when they like, okay, now y'all young and y'all reckless. Let's go ahead and tie them to.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we were having all 3 of them by 21, and that was when she was able to do it.
but all I'm saying is, okay, let's just say you're in that serious. Let's say
Right.
you're in a live-in situation, right?
Yeah.
Y'all may not necessarily want to have kids, but y'all might want to have kids. I'm sorry, there's no feeling better
Then
than
raw dog. Raw dog.
after it's all done. It's just so like I feel like it takes away from that. Like, do you really want to keep like pulling out? Do you really want to keep wearing
But
right?
they actually controlling the narrative that these women are already spewing. They already saying they don't need a man to have a baby. They just need the sperm. So to them, they just like, well, now I don't really need a dude. I don't need none of this shit. And then because you just need the sperm and your egg, these girls already be chasing these celebrities and when they're trying to, get a pregnancy out of them. Now you can just buy these sperm. You know what I mean? They'll be like, what sperm you want? We got plenty of it. What you need? Because, I mean, come on now. You really got to give them, for the women, you would have to give away so many eggs to make sure that this thing tastes, because they do the in vitro to inseminate.
Right.
And you would have to a man would have to give so much sperm to make sure that this happens. In that event, what are they gonna do with the remaining eggs if it takes the first time and the sperm? They can use that for other people if they want to.
Right. I don't know, man. It's all weird. But let's see. We are down to 1 minute and 8 seconds. I don't want to like cut it, but
Yeah.
I'm pulling up Skype now. I'm thinking we can try to go into Skype.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead. Let me go ahead and stop the recording now. All right.
Okay, so we good. We back in.
We back in.
All right.
So yeah, if you are watching this podcast right now, if it does look a little different, it's because Streamyard, our regular streaming platform, is having some difficulty right now. So we tried the first part of the podcast you saw was Zoom, and now we had to go into Skype. So
yeah, we're just trying to figure it out. But hey, man, enjoy the conversation.
We're just doing what we got to do to get the content out. So we bear with us.
Yeah.
But no, man, back to this baby thing, man, or whatever we were talking about. That's some crazy shit. I don't know what the ethics are involved as to why it shouldn't be done, but just from, I guess, the most human perspective, I feel like it doesn't need to be done, and I think it's bullshit. So
yeah. But we'll see how it comes about later on. I just don't know why it's not put out in the media enough. Like they trying to slide that shit in, and we'll see how it works out in the next couple of years and go from there. I mean, I don't really see it working out in the favor for everybody. Like,
right,
it's gonna bite us in the ass.
I mean, it's just like everything else does. But I say it all the time. We're gonna be our own demise anyway. We're gonna be the cause of our demise.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, and I feel like things like this are only furthering the process. Hell, really and truly, like you said, that you mentioned earlier, how it's like the Matrix, and only just kind of like takes those concepts and things that we saw that only happened on TV. It's just another reason why these things are like why you can kind of use those type of mediums as a reference point, I guess, for things to come, because all these ideas don't just come up out of nowhere for no reason.
No, man, this is stuff that is possible.
These are things that are conceptualized and people think about. And, it may take about 20, 30 years for it to come into fruition or whatever, but nonetheless, like, still happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's fucking insane.
Customizing babies and whatnot. Might as well get into the video game part of it. So I looked at the new trailer for Street Fighter, and you saw that they straight up customizable character on there.
Yeah, no, it's all the way customizable. Like,
so you
yeah,
played Dragon Ball Xenoverse?
yeah, I got Xenoverse 2, even though my PlayStation did.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I got both of them. But you know how you went through and you get a mentor and you learn their moves and shit like that. That is basically what you're gonna be
Yeah,
doing in here.
yeah.
And whatever your mentor has, you can use it so you can mix and match. And I think it's up to 8 different moves that you can do the settings to. And so I mean, I think that's gonna be pretty dope because fighting against a customized character, you don't know what online what they have, what
You
their
don't know what to
moves are, their
expect,
move
right?
settings. Yeah.
But I mean, but Street Fighter, I mean, that's great first and foremost because it does make you unpredictable. But Street Fighter ain't nothing but a game of chess. That's
Oh
all it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Distance, timing, and execution, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
all it
if
is,
you playing against another customized character and you
right?
don't really know their move settings, it takes a while to adjust. If I know you picking Ken or Ryu, I know your move settings. I know what I can counter with. I know how to
Right.
maneuver and your distance and all of that good shit.
Well, but you got to also say this: that's only for players who know what the fuck they're doing. Because if you play against, because even if you play against a customizable character, if it's somebody that doesn't really know how to play and they're becoming predictable,
Yeah.
that's one thing. But I know what you're saying. Like somebody who knows what they're doing, they can kind of mix it up and surprise you with some shit and throw you off. Speaking of which, I did see the new DJ trailer,
Looks
and
dope. He looks
you
very
know,
dope.
DJ was my guy in Street
I
Fighter
know.
4,
I know.
and he got this one move now where it's like it's like a step back. So it's
Yeah.
like it's almost like if he does this move, if the opponent doesn't really recognize what it is, they can take it and mistake it as him getting ready to make a move, or he'll take it as a miss or something like that. And then when they fuck up, he can come back and get you.
But it's not a step back, it's a fake for the his little fire thingy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's a fake.
It's a move to confuse you.
You'll see what it is though. They talked about it. Before he throws it, it doesn't light up. He just throws it. But if you
Mhm.
do the fake, it shows like a little flash, and then like he's about to do it, but he doesn't. But if you're not
Mhm.
quick enough, you won't catch that flash.
Right, right. Well, no, I'm here for it, man. I'm a DJ fan anyway, so
Yeah, I mean,
I
this
definitely.
conversation ain't for people who don't know what the fuck they doing anyway. If you don't know what you're doing, get the fuck out the game.
Nah, but you know what? I hate playing against people who don't know what they're doing
I know, because they just
because
button mashers.
it's not even. But I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about the people that go like Street Fighter now. At this point, I love Ken and Ryu and the main characters, but I also hate them
Yeah,
because when you're playing online, that's all
that's who you
you
fighting.
play against. Granted, this is just me being a crotchety old guy, right? Because at the end of the day, if I really know how to handle that, if I'm really that great of a player, I should be able to
Shouldn't be
handle
a problem.
it. And a lot of times I can, but it's just I think it's just the redundancy of playing against those characters over and over and over again because that's
Yeah.
all people want to use is just, you know,
But to me,
they
it
have
forces me to learn how to play with everybody else
me
because I
too.
want to see everybody else.
Me too. That's exactly why I kind of strayed away from Ken and Ryu because it's like, okay, well, everybody plays with Ken and Ryu. I'm tired of doing the Shoto thing. That's what they call it, Shoto.
Yeah.
But it's just like everybody plays on this like flowchart sort of gameplay style, right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna throw a fireball. Okay, well, if he jumps to the fireball, I'm gonna hit him with an uppercut.
Yeah.
And then when he's on the ground, I'm gonna go ahead and start a hurricane kick. So when he get up, if he
As
don't
soon as you
block,
land, I
I'm gonna
got you
start
with a
smacking.
sweep. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit you with a sweep. So it's just like it's just that whole thing. That's the people I hate playing against because it's so
You know it's coming.
it's coming, but there'd be time like you can get thrown off sometimes. You'd be like, man, fuck you. So playing online is trash, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Overall, it does look like it's gonna be a pretty cool game. Another character that really catches my eye is Kimberly, man. I think Kimberly's gonna be kind of a dope character too.
They already predicted that she's gonna be a fan favorite.
She looks pretty dope, man. She's got those. She's basically like, well, from what it looks like, they're basically taking some of the new characters and replacing some of the older characters, so you'll have a
Yeah.
similar something some sort of familiar. Is that a word? How you say it? Familiarity? Is
Yeah.
that how you say it? Some sort of
Okay.
familiarity with older characters. So like she's gonna be almost like a guy
Yeah.
from Final Fight because she's gonna have the ninja, all that shit going on.
Right.
So like I see her being a pretty cool character.
Kind of like what's her face? Ibuki.
Well, Ibuki wasn't. She was a ninja, but like a different.
Yeah,
Ibuki
she
was
used a lot of size and stuff and spears.
well. Yeah, she throws like ninja stuff. Like she's more of a I guess the traditional ninja
Yeah.
character. Guy was more like based on like she's more based on like I don't want to say speed. She's like more of like counters, timing,
Yeah.
surprise attacks because she can vanish and pop up and all that
It's
other
more
stuff.
hand to hand rather than
Yeah, or
projectile.
guy is more based on like speed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Speed and technique or whatever you want to call it. So but I think this Kimberly character is going to be more on that side of it, like the speed and the fake outs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But overall, man, I think it's going to be pretty cool. I'm not going to get, like I said, I'm not going to get too enticed into the storyline because Street Fighter storyline has been real silly over the last few years, ever since like Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
But in terms of gameplay and just overall experience and the world tour mode and all that, like I'm here for it. Like I'm excited to play it. So
Yeah. I can't wait to get it, but I'm still kind of debating, man. I gotta give me a 5 before I get it. That's why I
yeah,
feel like I
this is
gotta have a 5.
it's gonna be on the 4, but
I know, but yeah,
it ain't
it
gonna be
ain't
the
gonna be.
same.
Yeah.
That's like remember when PlayStation 3 came out and Fight Night Round 3
Yeah.
was on around that time, and I think when it came out, I still had my PS2, so it was available for PS2, and I was like, shit, I'm about to get on this PS2 version. Fuck that PS3. And then I
Yeah.
saw the PS3 version, I was like, okay, I gotta get a PS3.
Yeah, you gotta get it.
Because it looked more realistic. Like the fighter customization was like way better. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened to those games? 'Cause those are some dope ass games.
I don't know, man. They just fell off, and they were dope, but I think the boxing world is uh it for a little while it wasn't as popular. It's starting to come back around, and to where they can get paid for being in the game and whatnot. And I think they had a
Yeah.
problem with contracts and shit, but it should be. Hopefully, they come back out with another one. I used to like the story mode where you go around and just beat the shit out of people. They had like when you was in prison and you had to do the bare knuckle fighting. Yeah, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
see, I didn't play that one. You're talking about but I know which one you're talking about. Fight. That was the fourth one, right?
Yeah,
Fight Night Champion. That was the one with Mike Tyson
something
on
like
it.
that. Yeah.
I forget what it was
Nah,
called, but
he was in the game, but you had to fight this dude, Ice Frost or some shit like that
oh,
too.
see, yeah, I don't know about all that. The last one I played probably was Fight Night Round 3. And I think it was because after that they changed the button schematics. They made it to where you only could play analog, and I
Yeah, I don't
didn't
like
like
analog.
that. So I round 3 you could kind of play a combination of both. With like you wanted to hit him with a super hard haymaker.
Right.
That's when the analog came in, but like just for like your basic jabs and hooks and straights and all
Yeah,
that,
because
like
the analog didn't catch your movements it's fluently. So
yeah, it's like you fucked up, like you fucked up
yeah,
bad.
bad.
You could really change the dynamic of the fight by fucking up like that. So, but yeah, man, those are some games that I really do miss because that was kind of like the realism of of one of the more realistic sports games that I've ever played was Fight Night.
Yeah, yeah.
Outside of like playing 2K, the NBA 2K series, because those are
The
pretty.
soccer games are always better than any of them.
I've always heard the soccer games are really good. I never played. I don't have
Graphics
interest.
are always better. The
Yeah.
movement is better. I mean, I just suck at soccer, but it's still
Yeah.
better.
But are people still playing Madden though?
Yeah, man. They complain about it just like 2K. Complain about it every year when a new one comes out. They be like, nothing changed, but they buy it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but how much more can you update the graphics? Anything? The only thing I can see updating is like, you know what they should do with those games?
the tournaments. That's all it is. To play online tournaments.
Well, yeah, like if you go, okay, so instead of going out to go buy a brand new fucking CD, a brand new disc every time the game come out, just like what EA probably should do is just create an upgrade package. Just upgrade it. I mean, it's gonna cost because it's a brand new game, but all you're doing is really at this point, all you're doing is update the player rosters. New, you're putting in new
But
rookies.
it updates as long as you're connected to the internet. It updates automatically after every game. They stats and everything.
But
So
what's the point?
that shit
What's the
goes
point
in
of
and
coming up with a new game?
graphics.
That's what I'm saying. How much more can you change the graphics on the
It's-
same
it's-
system?
Well, on the same system, right? But yeah, it does change. But
I mean, yeah, with new consoles, absolutely, yeah.
it's all money grabs, man, because you gotta buy VC. Like if you tried to really just sit down and play that shit and get the VC coins to buy your attributes, by the time the next one come out, your dude's still trash.
Yeah. See, hey, I'm not with all that. That's I don't know. I mean, every now and then I go get a 2K. I'll play 2K, but
And
I
then
mean,
when you playing online, bro, people's just jackasses. Like if your dude don't have the look like he's a baller, they won't pick you on their squad. Yeah.
so you be the dude that nobody, you be Skilo like nobody
Nobody
want to
picking me, bro. And
That's
my
cool.
dude be level 3 or whatever, and they do be like level 88 and shit like that. And I'm
Oh,
like,
well, that's why they ain't picking you because you're on level 3.
how I'm gonna get in if I can't
I
play?
know, but people, like you said, people are jackass. But
Bro,
when it comes
you'll be sitting on the little spots for like who's next. You go stand there, and then whoever's standing there, they are part of your team. They'll come over there, they'll stand next to you, and they look at your shit, and they be like, fuck it, and they just walk off. So now you just stand by yourself looking silly. So because I don't pay for the VC and all that, so I got the generic clothes on and shit. They be like, this dude trash.
But that's the whole thing about online play anyway. I'm not a big online guy. Like I thought, like when I was first introduced to it, I thought it was gonna be a cool thing. And then when I played, I was like, this is not worth it. Cause when you're playing against people, like I'm not a person that sit on my video game all day.
Right.
I wish I could, but I'm older now and it's just a lot of things going on. So it just doesn't capture my interest like that anymore. I mean, I still enjoy it very much. Don't get me wrong. I'm still a kid at heart and I still play the hell out of them when I can, but I'm not spending all my goddamn time on that damn PlayStation. So like you playing against people that literally just fucking sit there all goddamn day just playing
Kids,
games.
bro. You playing against kids.
It pisses you off because like
yeah, that's why I don't play Call of Duty no more.
that is where I was going with it. Call of Duty is the one game that I cannot play. I can play. I'll play it, but I'll play campaign mode.
Yeah,
Campaign mode, cool as fuck, right? You go through the storyline, kill all the enemies, and beat the game. Fuck yeah! All right, well, I know it's got some replay value. Let me go ahead and jump online. You jump online, you getting sniped left and right. Like that's all people do.
When they modify their shit to where, like, there's nothing you can do. The game they didn't hack it to where they modify their shit. So if you got your sight in on somebody and you can hear them getting pierced. You're like, why they not dead yet? Then boom, it shows your kill cam that you dead, and it shows you how you died. What you actually saw was you shooting them. The kill cam shows you they had been turned around and shot you in the forehead. Yeah. Because they have that automatic shit where they turn completely around, one shot, you gone. They got it to where they headshot every time. But it just takes a while for it to catch up or whatever because it's modified. They got some people that just go around knifing people all day, bro.
Yeah.
It's always little kids, and they be talking shit and this and that. And you don't want to cuss no little kids out, but sometimes you have to.
Man, the video game online community is probably like one of the most disrespectful, most racist places you could ever be.
I was playing Call of Duty, man, and we was on hardcore, so you can actually kill your teammates, but it takes points away from you. And I'm talking about, I'm like, man, we supposed to go in there. It don't show you don't have a map, none of that shit. You just go in blind, kill other team. We in there talking. I figured this is the best way to do it because we don't have a map. We on a team. If I say, hey man, look, they got somebody to your right. Some dude was like, whoa, is that a nigger on my team?
I should not have laughed at that, but
So he gets
kind of funny.
upset, and boom, I get shot in the back of the head. So I'm like, what the fuck? And he purposely went out his way to kill me every time I spawn.
Yeah. But
He
you know
didn't care
what?
about the match no more. He didn't care about winning. He just like, I gotta kill this nigga every chance I get.
But you know what? Games like Call of Duty is expected because it's a very competitive game, right? Here's the game that I don't like to play online where people be killing you and go out of their way to kill you and it just pisses you off.
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. I can't stand playing Grand Theft Auto. Oh, let me tell you how petty I was on Grand Theft Auto. I got tired of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I took the time to go online on Google to be like, how do I stop people from fucking being a pain in the ass and just kill them for no reason when I'm trying to just do? I go in there just to kind of like go fuck some shit up, you know, with the NPC characters. Go blow up some cars, go do some shit. I ain't trying to beat up nobody online. So I looked and I was like, they were like, go buy this gun. It's called an up and atomizer. I promise you. It's this gun. It looks like an alien, like one of them Looney Tunes, Marvin the Martian guns.
Yeah.
And when you shoot somebody, all it takes is one blast and it makes them like fly away. Like they just fly the fuck away. Here's the thing. The gun costs like $500,000.
Yeah.
I think I had like $2 million at the time. Guess what I did? I still went and bought that gun because from what I understand, they say usually when people who go out there just to go be dicks, if they see that you got the up and atomizer,
they move around.
They're not gonna fuck with you. Ever since I had the up and atomizer, no problem.
Because I hate though, man. Because I used to hate that shit. I get through with a heist or something, and then I'm searching for a new vehicle or something, or waiting on a car to pull up. Right. And somebody just come and run me over. It wasn't shit.
And I'm not, like I said, I don't spend a lot of time on my video games, so I'm not that proficient with my aim and all that. So like, if somebody trying to hit me with a car, I can't just stand there and be bold and just be like, "Pow," and then kill them and then be going with my business. Like I got to sit there.
Well, mine is,
get it right.
I don't ever see it coming. I just be chilling, and all of a sudden, my body is just flailing in the air.
Yeah,
and it's like wasted.
And I'm telling you, like, I got the armored car. People still find a way to kill me with the armored car. My tires are bulletproof. Like all that shit. I try to make myself as protected as possible. People still find a way to.
That's because we try to play the game as it's meant to be played, and they got some people who just dicks. You get in a chopper with somebody or whatever, and you let them fly. Them assholes will just get as high as they can and jump out.
Oh,
I have a fucking parachute.
I do shit like that.
I don't have a parachute. I thought we were supposed to go on a mission. You just gonna let me die, man. That's fucked up.
No, that's the kind of shit I do. Yeah.
On Call of Duty, playing the zombies. I hate playing online with the zombies. I love playing zombies, but online, you get people, they just want to do what they fucking want to do. They'll get to the next level, and I'm like, bro, I needed some guns. They got up on a train and they gone. They just left you there. Like there's no backup, no nothing.
Yeah, nah, that online play, man, it's like a gift and a curse because you want to play sometimes, but like people are assholes. And on top of that, like okay, let's say like a game like DC Universe.
Yeah.
I have to play when I'm playing it. I have to play those missions on my own. I don't want to play with nobody that's like at a higher level than me.
Yeah, because they take all the fun out of it.
Take all the fun out of it because they beat him in like 3 hits, and I'm like, but you stopping me from leveling up, man. Like,
no, you get the XP.
I mean, you get the XP, but like, I want to get some hits in too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, they be like, nah, stay over there.
Like DC Universe is like when you go create a hero, and if you got somebody that's like level 10,000, they really come in like God, you know, like also for real superhero shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
because I remember when I first started playing it, and we would get to a villain, an actual villain, and you had to take him out. It would take like 12 of us for about 5 minutes to destroy this motherfucker. And then you got that one cat that'll come and be like, hey, y'all still fighting? Hold on. Pow. And that's it. Smack this motherfucker. Yeah, that's it. But I will
so
say they did a way better job than Marvel did. So
I played the Marvel one for a little bit. I couldn't get into
that
it.
Omega shit,
Yeah.
it was stupid because you don't create your own character. You just you be whoever's on there, and you just level them up. But like I said, I could roll with a team of customized characters on DC, but on Marvel, just got 19 Deadpools running around.
Speaking of DC, so I started watching the Batman cartoon again on
Which one?
HBO Max. the Batman,
original? Okay.
the one we grew up with.
Yeah.
I have to say that cartoon has aged very, very well.
It was dark.
It was so dark and so like when you watch it as an adult, you realize like, damn, this shit. Some of the shit they say in here ain't for kids at all. Like, but they go there because they know kids ain't really understanding what they're saying.
Right.
You know, but it was a really, really, really good show, man. It is, but I saw where it started to lose its luster too. First and foremost, it started to lose its luster a little bit around season 2.
Okay.
But let me tell you that the first season had like fucking 50 episodes.
Right. Okay. So you could have broke that in. Yeah.
It could have been
Broke
broken
that
down
down.
into several, but they called it season 2 once they started calling the show Batman and Robin, or Batman and Robin Adventures, or whatever it's called.
Okay.
But just watching it, man, I was like, man, they really touch on some like really, really, really like unique and grown up shit.
Well, that's why I like all of the DC animated movies, because theirs are more mature and darker, and they're not afraid to get violent, and they talk about some real shit. Marvel, on the other hand, they still want it to be for little kids.
It's family friendly. But like, I think my favorite episode was probably like Clayface episode. That episode, the Clayface episode was really, 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 really good.
And I remember when we watched it as younger, Clayface was scary.
Well, but
when he pulled up, you knew shit was about to be real.
Yeah, but when you saw it as a kid, all you saw was just Clayface being bad, right? When you watch it later on in life, you really start to see the thing I appreciated about that episode was that you saw how layered he was as a person, right? He was a character, he was an actor, and he had a Hollywood face, so he was a handsome guy, right? And so I guess I forget what happened, but he ended up losing his face got all fucked up. I can't remember if it was an accident or whatever.
It was some type of accident, yeah.
But you remember, Roland Daggett was the multimillionaire that created this face cream.
Yeah.
That was supposed to like mold your face, like turn your face basically into putty. And you can mold your face and make it look however you want it. Remember, he got that and did it. But he didn't realize that the chemicals in the face stuff was like basically like bonded with him. So it was like really turned him into like a Play-Doh dude. And so, but he was so like, this is my livelihood, so on and so forth.
This is the money maker right here.
I gotta have this. So he started basically the thing was he started the show was basically about drug addiction.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was about. He's like, I gotta have it, I gotta have it, I gotta have it. But when you really pay attention to the guy, the Clayface guy, you really felt kind of sorry for him. Because he didn't want no problem. All he wanted to do was just act. But when he started seeing that it was taking over his life and all this other stuff, he was like, well shit, fuck it, I'm gonna get it how I can get it. And ain't nobody gonna stop me. And then when he turned into Clayface, he was like, fuck it. It fucked with him mentally. He was like, stay the fuck out of my way. Now I gotta fuck with you. So but
they did an episode, they did the cartoons of The Boys. It's called The Boys Diabolical.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a chance, watch them. They are real short clips and whatnot. And it's like 9 or 10 episodes, something like that. And they all created by different artists and directors and story writers and shit like that, and writers. And they have one, and it's basically something like that, but it's more modernized to where this guy, skinny dude, kind of lame, just kind of ignored by the world. Nobody really pay him no mind. His next door neighbor is this chick that he found, like he thought she was the baddest thing in the world, but he was scared to approach her. And every night he see her coming home with a different guy and this and that. And she was out there.
Right.
But then Vought needed volunteers for people, and they was like, hey, we got this new cream. You can be whoever you want. So they was like, put this cream on your face and imagine real hard who you gonna be, what you gonna look like. So he did it. So now he this old jacked up dude, got the handsome face. So it made him hella confident, you know what I'm saying? Bumped into the neighbor. The neighbor was like, oh, what's happening? So now he like, oh, I got her attention, knocked her down instantly. But she went into his bathroom and found the little jar, but she didn't know what it was. She just, I guess, some cream or some shit. So she put it on her face, and she was obsessed with cats. So when she woke up in the morning, she was a cat, like a humanoid cat. She had the whiskers, she had the ears, she had the tail. But it made her more attractive. She was finer, all kind of shit. So once they realized, like, kind of like this shit, they started going in public, and people started being like, oh, this is like a new couple, and like this and this. So they started getting likes and followers and all this shit. They got TV shows. They start living a life. They going out to the clubs. They doing all of this shit. But it's all about the cream. So every day they putting this cream on. They fucking all day long. But eventually that shit gets tiresome. It's old because the relationship wasn't real. They started doing some shit. He cheated. She got upset. So they went through the whole Hollywood breakup. I mean, TMZ type shit. And then at the end, when they ran out of cream, they basically looked at each other and was like, he was like, I liked you no matter what. I didn't care about the cattail, this and that. And so she was like, well, I get to see you for who you are or whatever. And so now it seemed like it's gonna be this good ending because the internet fame went up and straight down. So then they go in the VOD and they like, man, what's wrong with this dude? Now his face all jacked up, his eye twitching, shit drooping. And they was like, I don't know if this cream really worked. And they was like, maybe we put too much in there. And his head just boop, fucking exploded.
What is it about heads exploding that makes it so funny on TV?
Because sometimes it's unexpected.
Well, it's always unexpected. That's what makes it so funny, right? Like, what was that? Was it Planet Terror? What movie was that? Remember the Grindhouse duel movie?
Yeah.
What was the name of that one movie where that one guy like peeked his head around the corner and his head got exploded by a shotgun?
I can't remember.
But that was funny. But that was funny. But here's the funniest head exploding scene. I think I answered somebody's question about this on Twitter. Like, what was the funniest death scene ever? And I said, remember that movie Deadly Friend with the robot, the girl that was a robot? Oh man. Okay, so I can't remember the exact synopsis of the story, but this movie came out like in the 80s. And this girl, she was like some dude's next door neighbor. He had a crush on her, whatever. She fucked around and got killed, but she ended up coming back to life because somebody turned her into a robot. So she was like expressionless and cold and whatever. She was able to learn, and they were trying to do it, but there would be times when she would like just fucking freak out and just do some crazy like Terminator shit. And there's one scene where she was in this old lady house, and this old lady got mad at her for something. So the girl took this basketball and threw it at this woman's head and blew her head up. It was cheesy 80s shit. The scene will be in the link.
Yeah, find the clip.
But I'm gonna show you the clip because it was so funny. I wish I could find it, but I'm gonna show you the clip because it was so funny. Because when the woman's head exploded, the body started like running around, doing like all this crazy shit. It hit the couch and like bumped the couch and it fell down. Oh my god, man, that shit was hilarious. I don't know. I'm sorry, I said head exploding. It just made me think about that shit.
No. I mean, it is funny in movies, man, because like I said, it's unexpected, and when it happens, it's like, what the fuck just happened? It catch you off guard, and it's a head with shit everywhere.
But okay, so that's what poses this question. It's like, I'll just say comedy movies. Sometimes in serious movies too, because I laugh my ass off at Titanic.
Well, see, that's the problem though. I think some serious movies, I laugh at parts I don't think everybody else laugh at.
Yes. So, but I'm saying, like, how do you take a thing like death and make it funny? As serious as death is, people find ways to make that shit funny. Because I'm
The
not gonna
dude
lie.
in Punisher, when he was doing that fucking cartwheel and got hit with a rocket launcher, that shit was hilarious. Come on, man.
What was funny? What was so funny about that scene though was that the comedy came off of that because it was unexpected. Because they was like doing all of it. They
He
was
was
out
doing
there
all these
doing all
flips
that.
and shit.
They was
Yeah.
doing parkour, rooftop
Yeah.
and this shit. And the one black dude was like, ah, he's laughing and shit. And they slow mo because you thought this dude was about to do some cool shit.
Man,
And you see this fucking RPG.
me and Flip.
I was with Brian them the first time I saw that shit.
Me and Flip, man.
And I swear, we rewinded that scene, man, had to been like 30 times. And we
This shit was
laughed
hilarious.
just as hard each and every time. But that movie had a lot of funny ass death scenes too, though.
Yeah.
Because there was another scene where he punched a dude so hard his face caved in. He like punched a hole in his face. It was
Yeah.
and, okay. So for younger people, this is pre-MCU, by the way.
Yeah.
This is when
Yeah.
Lionsgate and all these other companies. This is
Had
like
control.
right before. This is right before the MCU started. Before even when the MCU started, it didn't know it was going to be the MCU. Let's just say that.
Right.
But this is pre-MCU, so like everybody's getting their hands onto like Marvel
Yeah.
licenses and just making these whack ass movies, man. The only good movies around that time were probably like the Spider-Man movies, and even they were on a decline by the time Spider-Man 3 came out.
Well, people love Blade, so
Blade, people did like Blade. I heard Blade Trinity wasn't good though.
no,
last
Trinity was trash. But
yeah, I never seen any of the Blade movies. I never had any interest in the Blade character, so which they're bringing him back, right? Oh boy, that played Cottonmouth on Luke Cage. I think.
Yes, he's supposed to be Blade. Yeah.
But yeah, if you've never seen any Marvel movie before the MCU movies, go watch them. The only good ones, like I said, was probably like Spider-Man and then the X-Men franchise, because X-Men wasn't MCU either.
But
At the
X-Men
time.
franchise, it wasn't that great, but it was better than Fantastic Four.
I don't know what the fuck they was thinking of Fantastic Four. They tried with the first one. They tried again with the second one. Hell, they even tried again with a remake.
They remade it like 3 times.
No. They only remade it twice. But remember, they did the first one in the sequel. And then they did, there's an old Fantastic Four. Okay. So in the 90s, they actually had Marvel movies that went straight to TV. They played them like on ABC when people actually used to watch TV back in the day.
Yeah,
like live TV.
That's not a thing anymore.
They actually had a Fantastic Four movie that nobody really know about, and it was horrible. And remember, they had a Captain America movie too.
Yeah.
Have you seen it or seen like clips or anything from it?
I've seen it.
It's trash. Like even his ear, because they went off of the old school, like
right, the wings.
Even the ears on the costume were fake on the costume. I was like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
But back to the Punisher. It was one of the trashiest movies ever. It was called Punisher Warzone.
Yeah.
Punisher Warzone. If you get a chance to go watch that movie, go watch it. Because I'm not gonna say that you're gonna be impressed, but if you want to go laugh your ass off, you are definitely gonna laugh your ass off at that.
Yeah,
so, yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Where we at? 38 minutes in, and we already put in another 30 on Zoom.
Yeah, we got something in there. Yeah.
We got something in there. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and call it in here because I'm scared my ribs on fire or something right now. Oh
yeah, and football on right now.
Who playing?
Dallas.
Oh, well, I don't want to interrupt your game.
Nah, it's fine. We winning. I'm pretty sure. We playing Jacksonville. But let me not talk shit right now. We had a hard time beating the Texans. So
you know what? But I'll say this in defense of Cowboys, and I don't watch football, so I don't care about that. But I'll say this in defense of Cowboys fans: even if the Cowboys do lose, Cowboys has a lot of fans, and I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about the other fans that claim they hate the Cowboys.
they are fans.
but will spend all the time in the world to see what the hell's going
I
on.
tell everybody, people who talk shit about the Texans, the Cowboys, they know more about the Cowboys than their own team.
Well, I say it all the time. Hate is nothing but a fucked up sense of love. It's just fucked up love.
But you know, we as a fan, we have a motto. We'll get them next year.
I think a lot of people say that if they're a fan of anything.
Get them next year. Don't worry about it.
But the thing is, if Cowboy haters, not haters, Cowboy confused fans, if they learn to just stop paying attention to them, they wouldn't be considered America's team. But they are America's team. That's why the merchandise still goes up, sells crazy, and that's why people still tune in because YouTube busy hating on them.
They tried it a few years ago where they said the Patriots was the new America's team. It didn't work. It didn't work.
Cowboys is the America's team. I don't care how good or bad they're doing. You will never hear a football conversation go on and not mention the Cowboys, whether the person talking about them loves them or hates them. They are
I'm
still
telling you, it don't matter where you at in the U.S. You go to a gas station, you'll see Dallas Cowboy merchandise in there. It's a lighter, a flag, something. You go see Dallas Cowboys in there.
Yeah, the Cowboys ain't going up. But all right, well, do you have any shout outs?
Man, like I said, shout out to I am Courtney Michelle for putting that information out to give us that topic and whatnot, because that was pretty dope and made the aware of what's going on and make you think about it. So big shout out to her, man, and y'all go follow her channel.
Okay, and then I got a shout out too, man. And once again, I want to shout out Joel at In Other Words Sports Magazine.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, we just released the issue with Adrian Peterson and his family.
Yeah,
so
man.
you get a chance, go check out IOW Sports on Instagram to go check that out. Yours truly did the cover work for it. So that happened. And then also just a couple things. So if you haven't noticed yet, we're putting out additional content. We've already started another series, a spinoff series called Tony's Crackpot Theories and Rants, which is I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Just go for it.
If there's something that's on my mind that's random and it's just I can't get it out and I can't get to my brother in time to talk about it, and it may even be things that we talk about here,
right.
But we just don't have the time to really go there with it. I'm gonna use that time to go there with it. So
there you go, man. Yeah.
We got the first episode out. We got more spin-off content coming pretty soon. So we got that kind of stuff under the wrap. So y'all just
I'm working on it, man. I'm not computer savvy.
Yeah. We're gonna get there, but we got some really, really, really cool stuff coming up down the pipe. So just kind of stay tuned. Make sure that y'all do subscribe, man. And shout out to Crystal Saldana, our Patreon, our #1 fan, our marketer, our promoter.
Yes. Doing a great job.
Shout out to her big time. We definitely appreciate you.
Maybe that's probably what we need to do, man, for the Christmas episode. We need to bring her on. You know what I'm saying? Let her talk her shit. You know what I'm saying? And
what are we doing? Are we doing it on Christmas Eve?
If we can spin it for Christmas Eve, that'll be dope because y'all will be here. But
how do we do it?
Or we can do it maybe
as you can see, we fly by the seat of our pants around. But
maybe we'll do that Friday.
We'll make it happen sometime this week for sure. So yeah, we'll definitely be dropping the Christmas episode. We may actually just go ahead and just do a live stream that one, so we don't have to worry about no editing. We'll just
let it flow.
Yeah, just let it flow and just put it on YouTube. But shout out to Crystal. If you enjoy the show and you want to support it, be sure to hit the Patreon link down below and you can become a Patreon yourself, contribute, get access to get early access to the shows, get to see behind the scenes content, and then discounts on merchandise. Those things are included with the Patreon account. Also, if you just want to support the show in a different way, hey man, like, share, comment. Most importantly, subscribe. Like we
Subscribe,
can't, I can't
goddammit.
stress that enough. Like subscribe. We're on a mission to try to bring this good shit to you. We got all kind of crazy ideas, and we are working on something to drive the subscribership up. So just kind of stay tuned there as well.
Yeah, man.
But other than that, I think this. Am I missing anything?
Nah, I think we all good.
I think we're all good. All right. Well, so with that being said, man, we will catch y'all on Christmas or before Christmas. And yeah, until then, peace.